What's up, guys? Steve Araujo.
Ulyate.
Two dudes,
One bass.
one bass. What do we got here?
Well, we have.
I know it's mine, but I'm going to have you introduce it.
This is Steve Araujo's personal bass. This
Yes.
is an MTD, Mike Tobias design.
Yep.
Saratoga.
Saratoga. USA Saratoga.
So this was made in the USA.
Yep. Made in the USA I think in January of 2016 it was completed.
I see some signatures on the back of the headstock here, which we can show. Are you getting that, camera guy?
It's always rad when you see his little signature, handwriting. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. It has this really nice, so a couple of things. It has
What's this cap?
I think it's rosewood.
Okay.
I believe it's rosewood, but I also believe that there's a brass something or other inside here to help with sustain. You know, like the fat head? What's the fat head?
It's a,
you know the fat head that
brass thing
creates
that you clip on here.
to eliminate dead spots.
Yes.
So this bass, I don't think has any dead spots. Not that I look for them. Our buddy Doug Keppen hunts them down and isn't bothered as much nowadays, which is great because some basses just have it. But
Yeah.
this one, I think he put that that brass plug to eliminate that, so the headstock has more mass. Right?
I'm not hearing any.
Yeah.
Usually it's somewhere. It's on the G string and it's in this range.
E flat, E, D flat, C, B, somewhere around there is where it is on the G string. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's amazing, dude. Poplar body.
Poplar. Nice.
Tulip wood is what they like to call it. Tulip wood.
Okay.
And then the matching headstock is
Black, and this is flat black.
Flat black. Yeah, well, it's a urethane. So from what I was reading, it's like a urethane finish. So it's super ridiculously roadworthy.
Okay.
Like
It's durable.
It's durable, super durable, but it allows the wood to breathe, according to Mike Tobias.
Okay.
And I believe him because the guy knows. I mean, he is Michael freaking Tobias. He is the godfather, one of the godfathers of, boutique basses, of building basses, of getting sounds out of instrument. Like on one of our, we
just talked about a Ken Smith.
We just talked about a Ken
kind of
Smith
the same
bass,
thing.
and Ken Smith is one of those that was around also with Michael Tobias, and they were, innovators, iconic. Yep. Like you can't get any closer to guys that actually developed what now is the norm of boutique basses. Yeah, so he does this urethane finish on all of his instruments. I think you can get them with a solid finish,
All right.
by request or special order or whatever.
Well, wait, when you say solid, you mean glossy?
Like a glossy finish.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe that's a special order, but it's just this urethane finish. And I'm telling you, since I've got this, I have played the crap out of it.
How many times have you dropped it?
I haven't, none yet, and hopefully not today because you've jinxed it. But I hear it's very, it's going to be durable. So yeah, flat black poplar body with kind of matching
control covers,
control cover, battery cover, maple neck with a bird's eye maple fingerboard. Very nice and subtle, but there's definitely some bird's eye maple, which is gorgeous. Very, very.
Those little bird's eyes.
Little bird's eyes, yeah. And then the matching poplar cap on the front of the headstock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think, when you put that on the headstock, plus you put the rosewood, plus the brass plug, I think it just really, I don't know, somehow, eliminates gives it more sustain, and I don't know. This bass was just one of those that I played and
Now, what are these pickups?
Those are
very different.
Yeah, those are Kerry Nordstrand's Big Blades. Single coil blade pickup.
Are these magnets?
I'm horrible, but I believe so. I believe it's just one magnet that has the grooves so that it can stay, you know, so it doesn't slip out from what he
And then
says.
stand up and hold that up so you can see these are Nordstrand
Big Blades.
Big Blades.
Yep. So they're single coil, one blade. I think it's a ceramic blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
They look awesome.
And they sound incredible. They just sound so pokey. They're just great, man. It's and this is Kerry Nordstrand's 3-band preamp.
3-band. Okay.
3-band.
So what do we
we have master volume, pickup panning, so
neck, bridge,
right?
Okay.
Treble, boost and cut, mid boost and cut, bass boost and cut, 400 or 800.
Oh wow.
So go ahead and play. That's boosting. 800, 400, or cut.
Wow, there's a big difference there.
Big difference. And then active, passive. So that's active, that's passive.
Active?
Mm-hmm.
Active? Okay.
Active. These are DR lowriders, relatively fresh. I just changed them a couple of weeks ago.
Woo! I'm gonna get crazy with this. Well, that's got some sound, I'll tell you what.
It's pretty beautiful. It's great.
So when it's down,
That's 800 hertz.
and this is 400.
No, 800 is pulled up.
Okay.
400 is pushed down.
Woo!
Yeah. Jocko would have loved this bass. He would have loved it.
You can put a ramp on this. This would be a good ramp.
Be a good ramp bass, but you know, not for me. I'm not a rampy guy.
Not a ramp
Not a
guy?
rampy guy. No. It's 34-inch scale.
34. I noticed it has a 0 net.
It does.
What's that all about?
So, I believe the thought process for 0 frets, 0 frets, 0 nut, 0 fret, whatever, is that the open string sounds just like a fretted note.
Oh.
So, you fret a G and you play it, or fret an A on the E string or whatever, and then you play that open A string. It's supposed to sound relatively the same, you know. And what I have kind of found, I don't know if you found this playing instruments with 0 frets, they're usually a little bit more hi-fi-ish, like
brighter or
yeah, a little brighter, a little bit more. I don't know, a little bit.
okay.
A little brighter, yeah, all around. And this bass doesn't have that. It's still warm and kind of has that dark sound, even with the open strings. But it has that punchiness too.
Yeah, this thing's. I can tell this is a versatile bass.
It's so versatile, man. Yeah. And it's not your traditional 5-string jazz bass. It's not. I don't think so. I think that's very P-bassish. Yeah. That's the next pickup. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your bass.
So now you're on neck pickup, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. Very nice, subby, tubby P-bass kind of vibe. What do you think of the pickups?
Incredible.
Yeah.
They sound great.
So this bass had Kerry's Big Rigs pickup, the
What's a
humbuckers. It's the humbucker.
Big rig.
Big
Okay.
rig. It's a dual coil. They sounded great, but they didn't have, and they sounded great. I mean, I gave with them, I played with them. I wanted these when we tested them out and swapped them out. I liked these because they were a little tighter and more mid-rangey, and didn't have that signature kind of more scoopy, hi-fi jazz bass, 5-string jazz bass, sizzly sound. I didn't want that.
So this is more traditional for you.
Yeah, more traditional, a little darker, a little pokier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's this bridge?
Hip shot hardware.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hip shot too.
Hip shot tuners. I mean, it's so the other thing is too is when you pick up a bass. So there's a difference between a Squire that's $300,
Yes.
which is completely 1000% giggable. Take that thing, set it up, change the strings, gig the crap out of it.
Make your living on that.
Make your living on that bass. But when you play an instrument that is refined and made by somebody by hand that has been making instruments for decades and just knows the craftsmanship and the craft, it's one of those things when you pick it up. When I picked this bass up and played it, it was just one of those things. I was like, there's something different.
The light bulb comes on.
The light bulb, and it may not for you, it may not for anybody, but for me, it was one of those things that I was like, wait a second, this has something.
Sure. And
I ended up buying it. I mean, it's, you know, and it's not inexpensive, but I can do all my gigs on a Squire. Thank God, fortunately, you know, I could afford it. I could get it. So why not? I mean, it just was one of those things. And there is a huge difference from a CNC $300 Indonesian-made bass to a handmade instrument. Now, I don't care where it's made. It could be made in Germany. It could be made wherever. But it is a bass that's handmade by somebody that
thought this out from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, and has been doing it for a long time. So it's definitely a spoil yourself bass, and it's worth every penny. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, what I'm trying to say.
Well, definitely. You're also paying for Mike Tobias's experience.
Yeah.
You know, he knows how to match the neck wood to the body wood,
exactly.
The fingerboard wood, so that it all comes out right.
Yep. And that neck, there's something, it's asymmetrical, so it's thicker on the bottom.
Oh, you mean the neck shape?
Yeah, so it's thicker on the low strings, and it's a little thinner on the D and the G. So it's kind of like an airplane wing. So I had a Tobias number 642, which was one of the, and you knew that bass.
Oh yes, it was
5-string basic, and it was made in, you know, late 80s, probably like one of his early basses, before Michael Tobias designs, and before Gibson bought it.
Long hair.
That's when I had the long hair. Yeah, it was the hippie bass. But I had that bass for a long time, and I think I grew accustomed to that shape. I haven't had the bass for a long time. I sold it, but then when I played this, I think there was a familiarity to it.
Some comfort.
So I was like, oh man, there was something about it. It just kind of hit me over the head and just was like, this is a bass that I just need to. I don't know, just very comfortable.
It sounds unbelievable.
I mean, it's just even everywhere, you know? Yeah, this bass it makes me happy to play it. Everything is, it's just,
that neck shape is very distinctive, yet very comfortable.
Man, it's great. So it's 34-inch scale. Okay, so let's talk about Michael Tobias designs basses.
Okay.
He became famous and made his mark making the 435, 535, and 635s. Those are what Michael Tobias designs basically made. They were 35-inch scale basses. Body style was a little bit different than this.
Okay.
Bartolini pickups and Bartolini preamp. And that was basically how they came. I think a few years ago, you know, maybe more people came to him and said, hey, can you make something a little more traditional? I know Norm Stockton had a big hand in it to make something 34-inch scale, maybe a little bit more jazz bass-ish, and different pickups, just to have different pickups, to try different pickups. So that's where the Saratoga comes in. And his Saratoga Kingstons are overseas made. They're brought over. They're a lot less expensive. This is the USA Saratoga.
And it's made in the MTD shop?
Kingston, New York. That's what it says, MTD Kingston, New York. Yeah.
Wow.
New York, USA. So the Saratoga, the US ones, are a little updated version of what he does, normally does. So that's what this is. And it's just, it just fits, man. It just fits my, I don't know, I just play the crap out of it, and I love it. I like it a lot. And it's great, active and passive. There's a passive and then active. So, a little bit of a boost.
That's alright, that's awesome.
But it's great, man. And with Kerry's pickups, I mean, it's just an amazing, it has lumen lay these are lumen laid.
Those
so
are,
they
you
glow.
mean they glow in the
They
dark?
glow in the dark.
No.
Yeah, so you can wrap them up with a little LED and.
Does that help you at your gigs?
Yeah, it's kind of cool, man. Yeah, 4-bolt neck. I mean, it's just made impeccable. I mean, it's from top to bottom made.
Strap locks?
Yeah, strap locks. I don't usually use them, but they are the Jim Dunlop strap locks. Yeah, and
you can use a regular strap.
Use a regular strap. Yeah, and I like the big buttons so that it's So yeah, so the USA Saratoga it's kind of his version of a jazz bass, but at the same time not being so traditional,
It's definitely got the MTD feel.
Yeah.
But the 34-inch does. If you're a 34-inch guy.
Yeah. And I had an MTD 535. I mean, it was beautiful, excellent, but it had the 35-inch scale. I'm not sure if I ever got used to it, but it is what it is. I have a 34-inch scale bass, and it's fine. Mm-hmm. But I think it was just a little too modern for me.
Sound-wise?
Sound-wise. It had a very, very modern, and it sounded great. I mean, it was awesome. But I personally, I prefer this.
Because this is more to what your ear wants to hear.
More to what my ear wants to hear.
And that is more like an old. I mean, I don't want to say it, but an old jazz mix.
But
that's where our ear goes. I guess it's what we're raised on.
Yeah,
maybe.
My ear definitely goes to an old jazz or an old P, and this has it in spades. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a boutique hot rod bass, but it's still. And I used it on a couple of sessions, and it's great.
Recorded well.
Yeah. Oh, dude, recorded so good. So yeah. And I believe it's MTD Saratoga 5 F as in Frank. I'm not sure what the F stands for. But
friggin' awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. The combination of everything is just great on this bass. Yeah. I ain't changed anything except for strings every once in a while. I mean, it's just meaty. It's meaty. Yeah. So it's not high. I don't hear it highs anywhere in the highs or the lows. I just hear it very just present.
It's very balanced between the highs, mids, and lows.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to.
I mean, you can mess with it. Exactly. Yeah. You can get that.
Kind of that
Yeah. I mean, you can get any of that. But, man, it's just, and it just looks freaking cool.
Of course, that's where my ear goes.
Yeah, exactly. That's so where your ear goes, it's flat, right? So that's where my ear goes too. Yeah. Yeah, it's just great. So that is the MTD Saratoga 5F, or just USA Saratoga.
USA Saratoga 5F.
Yeah, I believe. I don't know, or just 5.
I love it.
Yeah, it's an incredible bass, and it's one of my main. It's my main gigging. I mean, I play the crap out of this one. Yeah. And I never cleaned my basses, and it looks pretty clean. So this urethane finishes.
And you've never dropped it.
Stop. No, I've never dropped it. I don't want to drop it.
You don't drop it?
No. So anyways, good bass?
Good
Thumbs
bass.
up. Really good, huh?
Thumbs up.
Cool.
Actually, let's say 2 thumbs way up.
2 thumbs way up. Way up to the sky. Thanks, guys, for joining.
Howard Ulyate.
Steve Araujo. 2 dudes.
1 bass.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you. Enjoy your day. Eat more tacos.
Eat a lot of tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Or ceviche.
Ooh, ceviche. Or empanadas.